Hey friends, welcome to Spiritual Warfare. Are you feeling broken today? Are you waiting for a change in your life, longing for hope? Do you feel like the world is growing darker with each passing day? You're not alone, but I want to remind you of something powerful. Jesus is coming soon. This world may seem like it's falling apart. The chaos around us, the moral decline, the suffering and pain, it can feel overwhelming. Maybe you're struggling with your health or your finances. Maybe your emotions feel heavy and you're asking, when will this end? Well, I have good news for you. You see, this world is not our home. When Jesus entered this world, everything changed. His coming was the beginning of hope, but it was also the start of chaos and destruction. The only way for mankind to be redeemed, to be saved, was through the death of the Son of God. John 3:16 says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have eternal life." Through his life, death, and resurrection, we now have the opportunity to become children of God once again. To all who receive Christ, we are no longer enemies of God, no longer bound by sin. We are called to be sons and daughters of the Most High. Before we knew Christ, we were separated from God. We were lost in disobedience. Romans 5:10 says, "For if while we were enemies, we were reconciled to God by the death of his Son, much more, now that we are reconciled, shall we be saved by his life." But now through Jesus, we are invited to belong to God's family. Isn't that amazing? And we must remember we are not fighting against flesh and blood. Our real enemy, the one who has been causing destruction since the beginning, is Satan. Satan, once a high-ranking angel in heaven, became prideful and wanted to be like God. He led a rebellion, deceiving 1/3 of the angels to follow him. Revelation 12:4 says, "His tail swept down 1/3 of the stars of heaven and cast them to the earth." But his rebellion didn't stop there. He turned his hatred towards humanity. The first human beings, Adam and Eve, were deceived, and through that sin, humanity fell. Genesis 3:6 tells us, "When the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was a delight to the eyes, and that the tree was to be desired to make one wise, she took of its fruit and ate, and she also gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate." But you might wonder, why didn't God destroy Satan on that day? The answer is crucial. God did not destroy Satan immediately because if he had, creation would have followed him out of fear, not love. Instead, God, in his infinite wisdom, allowed sin to run its course so the universe could see the devastating consequences of rebellion. And in the end, every heart would have to choose, is God truly love? We are living in the middle of a battle between good and evil. And yes, life is hard sometimes. We're feeling the weight of suffering. But friends, remember this, our suffering in this present time is nothing compared to the glory that will be revealed in us. Romans 8:18 says, "For I consider that the sufferings of this present time are not worth comparing with the glory that is to be revealed to us." This is not the end. Jesus is coming back, and when he does, he will make all things new. God's promise is that affliction will not rise a second time. Nahum 1:9 says, "What do you plot against the Lord? He will make a complete end. Trouble will not rise up a second time." We're nearing the day when we will receive our reward. Our waiting is not in vain. But while we wait, we are in a spiritual battle. We must put on the full armor of God, as Ephesians 6:11-13 reminds us. "Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the schemes of the devil. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. Therefore take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand firm." Satan is cunning. Sometimes he comes as an angel of light, trying to deceive us with distractions and temptations. He'll use the world's entertainment, the allure of fleeting pleasures, to pull us away from our purpose. And sadly, many of us, as children of God, can be unaware of this. Matthew 7:20-23 warns us, "Thus you will recognize them by their fruits. Not everyone who says to me, 'Lord, Lord,' will enter the kingdom of heaven, but the one who does the will of my Father who is in heaven." On that day, many will say to me, Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name, and cast out demons in your name, and do many mighty works in your name? And then will I declare to them, I never knew you. Depart from me, you workers of lawlessness. Let us not be deceived. Let us stay vigilant, firm in our faith, and put on that armor daily. So if you're broken, if you're waiting, if you feel lost and hopeless, take heart. Jesus is coming soon, and he has not forgotten you. The world may seem dark, but we have the light of Christ, and in him we are more than conquerors. Keep your eyes on him. Keep fighting the good fight, and remember, this is not your home. A better day is coming, and it is closer than you think. Stay strong in your faith and be encouraged. Jesus is coming soon. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to Spiritual Warfare for more encouragement and teachings on how to stand strong in your faith and battle through spiritual warfare.